Great morning, great morning, great morning, great morning. It is Brent Harding, and welcome to the Wealth Warrior broadcast. How's everybody doing this morning? It is a fabulous, cool day here in Boston, Massachusetts, and I've got to tell you, after those 93 blazing degrees, it is extraordinary to be able to go out and exercise and not have the heat bearing down on you. So, what are we talking about this morning? This morning, we are going to be talking about taxes, taxes, and more taxes. And I'm sure many a person has said, "Oh, Brent, come on, seriously, I am so tired of talking about taxes." And yeah, I get it. But you know what? Here's the deal. I don't know how to emphasize the fact that the wealthy pay attention to taxes, not just on January 1st, and not just on April 15th. It is year round they are paying attention to the taxes. Year round they are cognizant of the taxes. And so if they're cognizant of the taxes, what does that mean for us? That means we need to be cognizant also. We need to, part of the wealth experience is understanding, is getting very clear on what it is that people are talking about and what the wealthy are focused in on. You know, we've been talking about this for 3 years, and I am so pleased and so enthusiastic to share with you that Angie and Frank have purchased their first home. I tell you, if it was just one person that I could report on, I am delighted to report that they have purchased their first home, that their children are young enough to experience playing in the backyard, to experience inviting friends over, to experiencing having enough room in the house to be able to do the things that they want to do. That is worthy of enthusiasm. That is worth the 3 years to be able to report that. Great morning, Nelly Rosario, out of the great state of Pennsylvania. It is good to have you with us this morning. Thank you for being here. It is certainly most appreciated. So I am saying great and good morning to Nelly Rosario. I want to share with you that again, today is about taxes. Why? Because it's September. And what you will notice about the wealthy is they get on top of things fast, quick. So we are going to be talking part one, part two, and part three are all about the taxes. Going to have announcements as we always do, and very excited about those announcements. So without further ado, let me get underway and say again, great morning. Nelly Rosario, first person on the broadcast. Guess what? To you, my dear. Okay, so what is it about taxes and why is September so pivotal? September is pivotal because you still have an opportunity to reduce your taxes. We all pay taxes. So let's get clear about that. We all pay taxes. Well, let me rephrase that. There are some exceptions. For example, you have seniors that may not be paying taxes, or their taxes may be reduced. I have to tell you, I was so surprised when speaking with a woman who I asked her 3 times, do you pay taxes? Well, no, I asked for tax returns, tax returns, tax returns. She said, Brent, I don't pay any taxes. What do you mean you don't pay any taxes? She says, I am 70 plus years old. I don't pay any taxes. That just didn't connect. It was incomprehensible to me. However, the way that she is retired, in fact, she does not file a tax return. That doesn't mean she didn't pay taxes. That means she doesn't have to file a tax return. Whole different ball game, totally different subject matter. So let's make the presumption that we all pay taxes. With that being said, what our role is, what our job is to reduce the amount of tax liability that we have, to reduce the amount of tax liability that we have so that we can, one, put those dollars to use in investing. We can put those dollars to use in creating a lifestyle and getting some sort of perpetual return because we are not having to put those dollars into unnecessary taxes. You have heard, I'm sure if you go through the 80 plus videos that are on the YouTube channel, that are on the Brent S. Harding YouTube channel, you will find videos on taxes. And I'm going to perpetually say to you that the wealthy focus in on taxes year round. They are dealing with taxes. And so, if we are in fact wanting to create wealth and leave a legacy for our family, then wouldn't it make sense to study those that have it, utilize their habits? Wouldn't that make a lot of sense? So I say unto you that the taxes following that September is pivotal because it gives us an opportunity to create a business. The government allows us 3 months, 3 months that we can actually consider as preparation. So we could actually go back August, July, June. That gives us a full half year of tax deductions. Now, I'm not an advocate in the conventional sense of what vehicle to use for getting that maximum. However, I'm going to put a few vehicles for use for you in segment two. So let me say this as we wrap up segment one. First and foremost, take when I used to do this, what did this mean? It hasn't changed. It means hit the share button and let somebody know that this broadcast is happening and that they would want to be on this broadcast this morning. Why? Because segment two, I am going to talk about what types of businesses that you can start at home right now that are going to get you tax deductions, that are going to get you the maximum amount of tax deduction. And it brings in some income as well. So we want to do both. Well, great morning, Shana. Good morning. Let me hit the like there. Great morning to you. It's good to have you with me. Thank you so much for being here. So let me start off by saying great morning both to Nellie, to also Shana. I want to say great morning to Al Peters, Juanita Grant. I want to say great morning to Regina Jones Jenkins. Great morning to Sharon Nix. Super great morning to Pamela Stone, who, by the way, has a broadcast on Wednesday evenings. I saw her her grandchildren, not great grandchildren, great grandchildren, and that they were great. Okay, I saw the babies on her broadcast on Wednesday. So she does a live broadcast on Wednesday evenings. You want to be a part of that. I want to give a shout out to California. Laura Jordan, are you up? I know that it is early, but I want to give that shout out. Great morning, Boston. I know you're awake. You know how I know you're awake? Because I was in the park this morning. I was getting my jog on, my stair crawl on, and guess what? I did, in fact, see people out this morning. With that being said, announcements. Mark your calendar. Mark your calendar for Tuesday, October 23rd, wherever you are at on the planet in this. Come to the state of Massachusetts and join us for It's Official, the rollout of Brent S. Harding. It is official. We had a sneak peek. I shout out to Karen Ridgely, to Boss Lady News, Britt Johnson, to Al Peters, Juanita Grant, among the individuals that were with us for the sneak peek of Brent S. Harding. Now we're making it official. We're rolling it out and we are doing it in style. It's going to be happening on Tuesday, October 13th at 6:30 p.m. We have two locations that we're looking at. One is actually booked already. However, I came across another location that is to die for. And so I have submitted a request to get space there for that rollout. So either way, it's going to be an awesome time. And yes, I am going to have food at this event. I got the message loud and clear. So we are going to do better than snacks this time round. What is going to be exciting about it is we're going to be rolling out our first product. It is going to be a training product. Already have contracts for that, so very enthusiastic. But we are going to let the world know that we exist. I will have my team with me. Some awesome interns are on board, and it is going to be interactive. You are going to be able to mix and mingle with some really extraordinary people. You are going to be able to get your networking on if that's what you want to do, and we are going to show you what we have. And we're going to ask you a couple of questions as well. So it is an opportunity to really network, to really mix and mingle, to see people you may not have seen in years, because there are going to be some people there that I haven't seen in years. In fact, when we did the sneak peek, I hadn't seen Al Peters in years. We're going to bring them back for an awesome time just before the holidays get underway. So that is Tuesday, October 23rd. Mark your calendar. The rest of the details are forthcoming. We actually do have one location already booked. However, again, I saw another one and I am delighted and just hope that we get that. So that's Tuesday, October 23rd. And the first Saturday in November, we officially are changing up the whole dynamic of the Wealth Warrior broadcast. The first broadcast in November, the Saturday, the first broadcast in November. So I want you to, two dates, October 23rd, be in Boston. It is on. And then November, the first Saturday in November, the whole dynamic of Wealth Warrior broadcast takes on a new space and a new place. I want you to start being cognizant of the Brent S. Harding YouTube channel, because you are going to see a changeover in November, the first Saturday in November. You'll see the rollout of it on October 23rd. So just want to make sure that you're aware of that. Part two. What kind of businesses, or Brent, why is it that you always bring up business when it comes to taxes? The reason that I do is because you get to get more bang for your buck. You as an individual, there's only so far that you can go with deductions as an individual. Then there is you as a business owner. It's just that simple. Is that you get deductions, your taxes that you've paid. You get add backs, your adjusted gross income. However, when you couple that with a Schedule C, when you couple that with a self-employed or an entrepreneur or a small business, you get to add more schedules, more opportunity to power up your income, to reduce, to make that AGI, that adjusted gross income, substantially lower. You get to add more schedules. So not only do you have your base, you might have a Schedule C. Why? Because you are now a business owner. You might have a Schedule A. There may be deductions that you can roll over to a Schedule A. And then if you own real estate, now you're talking about a Schedule E. You got a partnership, your Schedule K. Yes, I know that one of the first things people say was, I have to pay more to have my taxes taken care of. Yes, you do. And for that, the trade-off is that you are empowered. The trade-off is that you have raised the bar, you have elevated the game. So what kind of businesses could you get into right now? Well, many of you have heard me speak about direct sales businesses. There are some extraordinary direct sale businesses. In fact, one of them, a friend of mine is involved in. That has to do with pet products. You know that in the United States, we love our animals. We make them part of the family. If you were in the Caribbean, and I know that there are a few folks, Indra can attest to it. I know that Jackie Burgess can attest to it. I know that Catherine Lucas can attest to it. And that is that animals in the Caribbean area, they work for their food. In our case, we work to make sure our animals are fed. Those animals have to work in order to get fed. So, what am I saying about that? I am saying to you that there's a direct sale component to that business that will make you money and give you deduction. Make you money, give you deduction. And now is the time you can get 6 months of 2018 on your tax return just by having that business. And remember, you have out of 5 years, 2 of the years have to be profitable. The other three, you can have losses, and the federal government still considers you a business. How great is that? So, what I'm sharing with you is Warren Buffett would say, what you like to do, make that your hobby. What the world wants, make that your business. So, if the world domestically loves animals, then guess what? Something in direct sales relative to animals is a great thing. It is a wonderful thing. And I'll tell you what, when you are walking in the park, when you are getting that jog on, you have some treats for those animals. You meet people that are walking their dogs all the time. It gives you an opportunity to share your business. And guess what? That also gives you a deduction on mileage, deduction on gas. It took gas to get there. My goodness, I cannot implore you enough to say the greatest thing on the planet that the Fed gives us is an opportunity to own a business and the deductions that go with that. All business, if any wealthy person has real estate, owns a business, real estate owns a business, real estate owns a business, real estate owns a business. And if that's what they do and that's what we want, and we truly want it because we're willing to do the work to get it, voila. So that a direct sales business is clearly something that makes sense. Now, here's something to be cognizant. The Fed are not stupid. They do expect that you will have at least two financially profitable years out of a 5-year period of time. They know it takes time to ramp up. And generally, when we get into direct sales, it's a grassroots. We're not investing a ton of dollars. And I am not, and what I am saying is this, that you will want to be in a business that makes sense, a business that the glut is not so intense that you cannot actually make money if that's what you want to do. There are many. You've heard me speak about my econ. That is an ideal business. And it gives you not only deductions, it gives you education and knowledge. And what do we say? We are in the information age. And it's only getting more, it's getting better and better, bigger and bigger, and more intense. So, direct sales, generally product driven. There are a multiplicity of network marketing companies. I am not advocating any particular one. I am saying they are useful for you on your journey to wealth. They make sense. They make sense. So, what have we gotten so far? Right now, what I've shared with you is in segment 1, I said that it is imperative for us to start preparing for our taxes now, not on January 1st. Prepare for them now. Have you have you sold any property? And now you've got to deal with the taxes that are associated with it. What are you doing with those dollars so that you offset the tax that you are going to be paying. Do you have capital gains? Where are you putting them? Are you talking to a professional right now? Are you talking to somebody that can help you with that? Because it is imperative. Are you positioning yourself to have more schedules on your tax return? Do you have a Schedule C business? Do you know that you can have multiple Schedule C businesses? Do you know that if you are a landlord for your property, you have a Schedule E and a Schedule C because you're a property manager? Preparation now will make you effective. It will give you time. You actually buy back some time. Start now. Of course, we had announcements. I'm going to come back to those. And we talked about what kind of business you want to be involved in. What kind of business? I am an advocate for direct sales. Why? Because business plans are already written. They have procedures already down. They have policies that you can adopt. It's a done for you. All you have to do is go out and do the business. It is home base. You get deductions on your home. It doesn't get any better than that. And then, of course, announcements. Mark your calendar because I want to rock the house and fill the room. We've got space for a couple hundred people. We want to fill it to capacity to the point where we just can't take any more people in. For the announcement, what is it? It is official. Brent S. Harding is rolling it out on Tuesday, October 23rd, 6:30 p.m. We're going to have an event from 6:30 to 8:30, and then of course 30 minutes later, we're going to have on the back end 30 minutes to mix and mingle. So on the front end, 6 to 6:30, mixing and mingling. Then we're going to roll it out and show you what's going on from 7 to 8:30, and then of course you got to have mix and mingle in the end, and we have a complete night. You'll see people you haven't seen in a long time, people that have gone away and come back, people that will be coming in for the event. We are doing it up with some style. So to that end, again, Tuesday, the 23rd of October, mark your calendar because we want you to be with us. With that being said, what are economists saying? What are they talking about right now? Well, other than the political, which we're seeing that every day, economists are following the money in that. They are focused in as well on taxes, but they're focused in on that bubble. They're focused in on the fact that we are coming on 2019, 2020, and in that period of time, we are going to be in the storm. So they are buttoning down the hatches and they are looking at secure places to put their money, to put their capital. And I'll tell you what, I've always said that you want to look at things, you want to look at opportunities that are the basics, they're the bread and butter. For example, we eat every day. Where do we shop at? Do we have funds in the places that we eat at and that we shop at? And out of that shopping we eat from, do we put our dollars and cents there? I'm always an advocate for thinking about that. Do we need lights? Are we going to be cold in the winter? Where are our basic fundamentals? Because people are putting their dollars into places that are secure, places that are consistent. Because I got news for you. I don't know anybody that can't go without liquid. Do you know that the body, 7 days, that's it. In 7 days, without a replenishing, we perish. So economists are now focused in on 2019 and 2020. Well, and there is always a 20-year plan. There is the current, the present, and then there is 20 years from now. So there's always a 1 to 20 in play. 24 to 48 are the live active. That means it's already being sessioned out. And when you stop and you think about it, you've got this year and you've got 20 years from now. So we're looking at this year and 20 years from now. And so you're running two plays. You're running the current and the existent play, and then you're running what life will be like in 20 years. So, with that being said, economists are pleading with folks to understand that you and I and our legacy has got to be focused in on the money and where we are putting our dollars and cents in preparation for the storm, because we have been in the form stage. 2018 started the form. There is a storm coming. It does. You cannot go through the bell curve and get through it. I mean, you cannot bypass it. You got to go through it. And so economists are saying to us that 2020 is the anticipated storm. It is time to button down the hatches, place your money and levels. So the fundamentals are the first level. What people, the basics that people have to have. Now, does it give you super return at that level? No. However, it gives you consistent return. And then you can power up to the next level and then power up to the risk level. Risk does have its rewards, but it is risk. Are you feeling me? Are you hearing me as I share this with you? Now, your charge is to do the homework. I've given you the basics, I've given you the direction that was given to me, I give to you. Now it's up to you to do the homework. You see, at the end of the day, I am not a tax preparer. I'm not a tax consultant. I'm not a tax professional. What I am is a person that has had 20 plus years of experience as an entrepreneur, being in business, negotiating the agreements. I've had the highs and the lows. Highs, lows, more lows than highs. And now I'm on the uptick. But it's not about me alone, it's about you. Are you on your uptick? What are you doing? Because at the end of the day, you know what? It we're grown folk. We are grown folk. I remember one time a person said, "Convince me." I went, "No, no, 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 no. You grown. I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to provide you with the information. You have to be the person that convinces yourself." With that being said, I want to close out by sharing with you, put October 23rd on your calendar. If you are from out of state, you want to be here. And let me know if you're coming so that I can find hotel space for you. October 23rd, we want to see your face in the place in Boston, Massachusetts, because we are going to rock it. So maybe you take a mini vacation. So you come in on Friday, you hang out, and you leave Tuesday night, last plane smoking back home. Maybe you come, the reason I said Friday, you're trying to, from a dollars and cents perspective, I'm conservative about that. But we want to see your face in the place. And we're giving you enough time to make it happen. Okay, again, October 23rd, it's happening here in Boston, Tuesday night. You'll get more details as soon as we nail down the location. Next, want to make sure that you are aware, at the first Saturday in November, we are totally changing up, and it is official. We are totally changing up the Wealth Warrior broadcast. We will make sure that you're aware of that. Be sure to follow me, please, on the YouTube channel, Brent S. Harding. Also, the Facebook page, Brent S. Harding. I'm on Instagram at Brentworking. Also on Twitter, Brent S. Harding. And if you are following me on business, then you are on LinkedIn. With that being said, have an extraordinary, awesome, stupendous, outstanding remainder of the day and weekend. I'll see you next week.